Hi, I'm Laura, and today we're going to talk about negation in German. So, in German, there are two ways of negating. We can either use the word kein, which is used in very specific situations with nouns, or we can use nicht, which is the more universal form of negation. So, we're going to talk about how to use them properly today. So let's start with kein. Kein has a very limited scope, so it'll maybe be the easiest one to master first. Kein is used with non-specific nouns exclusively. Okay, and what do I mean by non-specific? I mean plural nouns and nouns with indefinite articles. So anytime you feel tempted to write nicht ein, don't, okay, and instead use the word kein. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. Here's a nice little picture we have of a clock, and I could ask you, ist das ein Stuhl? Is that a chair? To which you would answer, nein, das ist kein Stuhl, das ist eine Uhr. No, that is not a chair, it is a clock. Kein is a negative article, and so it takes endings that correspond with gender, case, and number. And kein follows the same pattern as the indefinite article ein. There's one key difference, and that is that kein has a plural form when ein doesn't. So let's take a look at the two together. On the left, on my left, we have kein. On your right, we have kein. And then we have ein. So masculine of ein is ein, feminine eine, and neuter ein. And in kein, we have kein, keine, and kein, which mirrors perfectly. And then we have still the plural form keine, which gets added to the pattern. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples. Ist das ein Ball? Nein, das ist kein Ball. Here we have masculine, nominative. Ist das eine Karte? Nein, das ist keine Karte, feminine, nominative. Ist das ein Buch? Nein, das ist kein Buch, neuter, nominative. And plural, sind das Bücher? Okay, we have a plural noun here. And our answer would be, nein, das sind keine Bücher, which is no, those are not books. Okay, so plural nominative. And kein carries over also into the accusative case, following the same exact pattern as the ein words. So here are a few more examples. Hast du einen Ball? Nein, ich habe keinen Ball. No, I do not have a ball. Hast du eine Karte? Nein, ich habe keine Karte. I do not have a map. Hast du ein Buch? Nein, ich habe kein Buch. So here we see that this is where the paradigm differs a little bit. Masculine has the en that you're familiar with from accusative, indefinite articles, and neuter has just no ending. And plural accusative is also keine. Hast du Bücher? Nein, ich habe keine Bücher. No, I don't have any books. So that's kein, and now moving on to nicht, which has a much more wide range of uses. We can use it to negate verbs, we can use it to negate adjectives, or whole expressions, adverbs, the list goes on. So the big thing here is, where do we place nicht? That's always the question. So here are a couple of rules. In a very basic sentence that does not have an object, the nicht is placed after the verb, but before everything else. So here we have as our example, sie kocht nicht gut. She does not cook well. Nicht is placed after our verb kocht, but before the adjective or adverb gut. In a very basic sentence with an object, nicht is placed at the very end of the sentence. So, ich brauche das Buch nicht. I do not need the book. We have das Buch, which is our direct object, and nicht will come after that. If we're using nicht in the same sense that we were doing in the last slides with kein, asking questions about is this that or is it not that, and we're talking about a very specific thing and we're using definite articles, then we can also use nicht. And there, nicht will be placed before the article. So for instance, the question, ist das der Lehrer? Is that the teacher? We would answer, nein, das ist nicht der Lehrer. No, that's not the teacher. In questions, okay, so if we have a yes-no question, we will place nicht at the end of the question. So Kommen Sie nicht? Aren't you coming? And if we also have a question with an object in it, nicht is also placed at the end. So, brauchst du das Buch nicht? Don't you need the book? Here's a few more examples of nicht and where to place the negation. Die Frau ist nicht alt. The woman is not old. Here we have no object, so we're placing nicht directly after the verb, but before the descriptor old. Wir sehen den Film nicht. Here we have, we are not seeing the film. Here we have a direct object, the movie, so we're placing nicht at the very end of the sentence. And one more, das ist nicht die Sporthalle, das ist der Hörsaal, that is not the gym, that is the lecture hall. Here we have a definite object, and we're placing nicht right before the article. So, in summary, we have kein, which is used with non-specific nouns, such as plurals, and nouns with indefinite articles, and it uses the same endings as ein, but it also has a plural form. Nicht can be used to negate verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and full expressions or thoughts. And we have two general placements of nicht. One is directly after the verb, and the other one is at the end of the sentence. So that's German negation. Thank you for watching.